you're not ready for the next game in Squid Game Season 3. It will be worse than anything in Season 2. After the ending of Squid Game Season 2, I have a bad feeling about the next game in the hit Netflix series. From the very beginning of the series, Squid Game has always been a show that is consumed by hopelessness. After all, the majority of the characters that are introduced in the series end up dying in tragic ways. However, after winning the games in Season 1, Gi-hun decides to return to help a new batch of players in Squid Game Season 2. This eventually leads to him starting a rebellion at the end of Squid Game Season 2. However, before Gi-hun's rebellion against the frontman goes terribly, he and the other players in Squid Game Season 2 play 3 official games, in addition to the special Lights Out round. The games that are featured in Squid Game Season 2 are Red Light, Green Light, Six-Legged Pentathlon, and Mingle. However, because Seasons 2 and 3 were shot back-to-back and follow the same iteration of the games, the second season doesn't include as many games as the first. Therefore, I have a feeling the first game in Squid Game Season 3 is going to be very deadly. Squid Game's next game will be the worst one yet based on how Season 1 played out. Red Light, Green Light, Six-Legged Pentathlon, and Mingle were all very stress-inducing games in Squid Game Season 2, and all led to several deaths. However, no major characters died in any of these games. The first major death in Squid Game Season 2 came when Thanos was killed by Myung-gi during a bathroom brawl at the end of Episode 6. Even then, Thanos was more of an over-the-top presence in the show, rather than one of the main characters. Since characters like Thanos and Jeong-bi, who tragically dies at the end of Season 2, don't actually perish during the official games, I have a feeling that the show is saving its deadliest game for the upcoming Squid Game Season 3. After all, Marbles was the 4th game that was featured in Season 1, and led to the deaths of several beloved characters, such as Ollie and Ji-young. Since the next game will be the player's 4th official game, it will likely be just as deadly as Marbles. If Squid Game Season 2 felt too safe, that's because we've only played 3 games so far. A common criticism of Squid Game Season 2 has been that it feels too safe compared to the show's first outing. This is the unfortunate result of the decision to spread out this iteration of the games across 2 seasons. Squid Game Season 1 undoubtedly contained more deaths than Season 2 because it included every single game, whereas the second season only includes 3. At the end of Season 1, there was only 1 player still alive, but by the end of Season 2, there are still close to 100 players left. As the games continue in Squid Game Season 3, it is likely that there will be more major deaths. However, it is important to keep in mind that no major characters died in the first 3 games of Season 1. A lot of players died during Red Light, Green Light, Dalogna, and Tug of War, but no one who was considered a major character in the series. However, this all changed with the 4th game. Therefore, as the games continue in Squid Game Season 3, it is likely that there will be more major deaths. I specifically think that the first game of Season 3 will take out a lot of players after the rebellion at the end of Season 2. Gi-hun's failed rebellion in Season 2 means the next games will be even darker. Gi-hun decides to re-enter the games in Squid Game Season 2 so that he can finally put a stop to them. By the end of Season 2, he successfully convinces several of the other players to attack the guards and start a rebellion. Therefore, instead of ending with a game, the show's second season ends with an intense gunfight between Gi-hun's group of rebels and the masked men. In the Squid Game Season 2 finale, Gi-hun and Jeong-bi, who is his closest ally, almost make it to the manager's office, but eventually get stopped by the front man. Their plan was never going to work, since the front man disguises himself as a player in Squid Game Season 2. After successfully stopping their rebellion, the front man executes Jeong-bi right in front of Gi-hun. After Jeong-bi's horrific death, Gi-hun will be at his lowest point at the start of Squid Game Season 3. In the show's third season, the frontman will likely want to punish Gi-hun more for his rebellion. Therefore, it wouldn't be surprising if he makes the next game the deadliest yet. Will all remaining games be played in Squid Game Season 3? However, there is still some hope for Gi-hun. Even though Jun-ho and his crew failed to find the island in Squid Game Season 2, it would be shocking if they don't eventually make it there in Season 3. Therefore, the games could potentially be interrupted by Jun-ho and his soldiers. Them arriving at the island in Squid Game Season 3 could start another massive battle. Their potential arrival has caused some to doubt whether the remaining games will be played in Season 3. While there could be more interruptions in the coming episodes of Squid Game, I personally believe the remaining games will be played. After all, the show is based around the games, so the creator likely knows that fans will be disappointed if all the games are not included. Therefore, I don't think Jun-ho and his soldiers will arrive to the island before a couple more games are played. Furthermore, the VIPs still have to come to the island, and they didn't arrive until the second last game of the first season. It is not yet known what games will be included in Squid Game Season 3, but the paintings on the walls of the players' room have sparked several theories. Since the paintings in Season 1 foreshadowed the games, it has been theorized that Squid Game Season 3's games could include monkey bars and human chess. If they are included, both of these games could result in a lot of heartbreaking deaths in Season 3. These aren't necessarily confirmed for the third season, but no matter what, I'm confident that the next game in Squid Game will be the deadliest yet.